Marcelo, first of all, thank you for having the time for this call with me. The first question that I have for you is for you to tell me more about your professional expertise, what you have been doing lately, and your main tech stack.
Okay, good. Well, I'm a software engineer from Brazil, and before moving fully into software development, I also had the opportunity to live in England for about 2 years, which gave me valuable international multicultural experience. Professionally, I've spent the last few years working mainly in banking and financial systems.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout my career, I've worked in organizations such as Caixa Econômica Federal, Bradesco. They are great banks here in Brazil. My main stack goes around Spring Boot and also Angular. Sometimes I work in the middle of them, as we call BFF, with Node.js.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great, perfect. Thank you for sharing that with me, Marcelo. Could you please
All
tell
right.
me for how long you have been working as a software developer? And also, if you want to bring on here any interesting project that you have worked on or that you have been working on lately, feel free to share that with me.
Okay. I've been working for about 5 years. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but before these 5 years in a row, I have done
Mm-hmm.
some freelancers, and then afterwards I said, well, I need to really keep going only on the software development. And then one of the best projects I think I've got, it is here uh, at Bradesco. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, yes. I guess yes, we hear. It is cutting a
Oh,
little bit, but I guess we can hear you well.
maybe I can change a room if is that better. Yeah, I'll try to change rooms.
Okay, no problem. Mm-hmm.
Just a second, guys. Let me change the room because maybe the Wi-Fi is not working properly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It happens all the time. Marcela, I don't know if you hear me, but you are muted.
all right. Really sorry.
No problem at all.
Yeah, I was telling you guys that you, Camila, that one of the exciting projects I've been working, or that I have worked, it is here at Bradesco, because they are a cloud environment, and then working with transition, many kind of hard. How can I say? Um, oh, you really got me. Let
You
me.
can describe to me a little bit more about what you are doing in the project, which are the main challenges you are facing over there, and also the achievements that you had in the project, the main deliverables that you had.
Mhm. Well, let me just go through. It's not only about the technical stuff. Sometimes we also have communication issues. And then the main thing when we are working as a software engineer is not only implementing what you think it is, but what is the business logic, whatever. So we have to be close to the stakeholders. And then what I've learned working in those projects with development stuff, I believe that first we have to understand your stakeholder, their needs, what they are, their expectations, and then okay, now I understand, and I can implement, uh, and I'll be sure that they will be happy at the end because I had communicated, I had understand, I got to understand whatever they really wanted to, you know. So I believe this is that the solution. Yeah, the solution it is what they need, not what I think they need, you know.
Mm-hmm. Great, perfect. Which were the things that you believe you delivered in that project that makes you feel proud of what you did?
Well, as a developer, um, we like challenges, and then every time they ask you to use a new technology, you get more excited than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in my opinion, when they say, "Hey, Marcelo, I want you to work with messages," okay, so I'm gonna work with message communication among systems. Oh, that's cool. And then when they call me to do something new, I believe they are the most exciting things we work. I don't know. We because as a developer, we like to let's say um, to be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah,
Yes.
so yeah,
Mm, got it. And have you been working with global teams or international clients?
yeah. Here at Capgemini, you know, it's not every day that I have this opportunity or chances to work with international projects or group, but I've been working into a system design initiative
Mm-hmm.
with some selected people at Capgemini, and
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes we have uh, to show off what is the project about, what we are implementing. We are implementing in iOS the new features based on this design system. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
specifically for Capgemini. So, but not for Capgemini Brazil, Capgemini, but the
Mm-hmm.
whole world. Yeah. So this
Mm-hmm.
being really exciting,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the opportunity I had for a while to work in a,
Mm-hmm.
multicultural environment.
Mm-hmm. Great. Usually, do you have communication with non-technical team members, for example, people from the business field or from other areas that are not developers?
Sure. Most of the time, I work in agile
Mm-hmm.
environments. Then I have
Mm-hmm.
to communicate with POs, SMs, or
Mm-hmm.
other stakeholders. Even
Mm-hmm.
the TL, the team leader, he's
Mm-hmm.
not from our side. He's from the client side, so he's also
Mm-hmm.
a stakeholder. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we most of the time not only talking or speaking to people with technical side, but
Mm-hmm.
as I told you um, in the beginning of our conversation, we have to understand the stakeholder or the business. What are their needs for us to deliver the right feature?
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, otherwise we we are only developing things with a lot of bugs because Bugs, it's not about only it's not working, but bugs can also mean it's not their expectation at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And you mentioned that you have this experience communicating with non-technical team members. So usually, how do you approach communicating with them in a way they can understand you?
Well, I cannot talk today as a technical in a technical way, and then I have to explain them like they are. I cannot say this, but yeah, it's our communication is only about their business. Yes, the business
Mm-hmm.
logic. It's not about the
Mm-hmm.
technical side. So,
Mm-hmm.
they say, Marcelo, you have to implement um, this when the code is something. It must do whatever in the application.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I will search in
Mm-hmm.
application where the stuff is doing whatever they want me to change, and then
Mm-hmm.
I will well, it's about communication, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
I
Great.
really don't know how to explain you this, but
Mm-hmm.
the communication is not on the technical side. It's always on the business side.
Yes, yes, I got you. So you approach from the
Yeah.
business perspective rather than from the
Perspective.
technical perspective.
Exactly. And then I
Mm-hmm.
called the TL team or the technical stakeholder to make sure I'm really on the same page as the PO was asking me, because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we miss some piece, and then the
Mm-hmm.
technical side from their side will help
Mm-hmm.
me to really make sure I'm I'm on the same page as the PO. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's not all the time I understand what they say, and then I need the
Mm-hmm.
other side as well to to make sure.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
Marcelo, along your career, did you have the opportunity of mentoring or guiding more junior developers?
sure. It's a little bit strange what I'm gonna say, but I teach students like to program more
Mm-hmm.
than for about 7 years. As I told you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a development engineer for
Mm-hmm.
5 years, but
Mm-hmm.
I was already tutoring before at Senai
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
14 years ago I was degraded, and then I took a technical course, and then I took my internship, whatever. I got a little bit of experience, and I
Mm-hmm.
started going on the tutoring side, because when
Mm-hmm.
I teach students or future juniors, whatever, also my colleagues, um, it helps me to go further, because things that I had some gaps, I start to understand better, because when you teach, uh, you have to learn more about the
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
makes you, maybe, let's say, grow 2 times or 3 times more in
Mm-hmm.
such skills.
Mm-hmm. I know you mentioned that by teaching you can also learn. What was the best thing that you have already learned while you're teaching people, while you're tutoring more junior developers?
I think gaining confidence in
Mm-hmm.
what you do,
Mm-hmm.
confidence to speak to people, any kind of different levels, technical levels or not. But
Mm-hmm.
as a teacher, yeah, as I said, confidence, I think it's the
Mm-hmm.
most valuable here. And then, of
Mhm.
course, the technical side as well. Uh,
Mhm.
I had some difficulties to understand or to work with a database, but the time I had to teach it, wow, many things were insightful. And I,
Mhm.
when you teach it, things start becoming more easy to understand. And
Mhm.
wow, was it was just that? Oh my God!
Mhm.
Yeah, things becomes clearer than before when you teach
Mhm.
people. Whatever,
Mhm.
whatever. Let me tell you one thing. You know, IoT. I always had
Mhm.
the
Yes.
yes, I always had in my mind. Oh my God, I just want to learn a bit more about IoT. I've heard about it, but I don't know what's that. But uh, I in the beginning of the year, the school asked me, "Can you invite me to teach IoT?" Oh, of course. I know I'm not gonna earn the money I wanted. Yeah. For example, because I have to uh, before teaching, I have to understand what I'm teaching. So I take
Mhm.
7, 4, or 8 or 10 hours to teach to explain the students for only 1 or 2 hours. So I spent much more learning than teaching. That's what I mean.
Mhm.
And then that's okay because I'm learning a new skill, and that's perfect. I love to learn new skills. And yeah.
Great. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that with me. We've talked about an interesting project you have worked on. Now it is the opposite. What was the project that you worked on that you don't feel proud of? Could you please tell me more details about this project and why don't you feel proud of the project?
Yeah, well, I've got a legacy system in the beginning, but it's not that
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel proud of.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning, I was just like junior, and then I
Mm-hmm.
was more concerned on the technical side,
Mm-hmm.
not not the maybe not how to deliver quickly or whatever. And then, well, in fact, we were concerned more in delivering quickly than the the real how can I say? Well, there wasn't any pattern, in fact, in this
Mm-hmm.
project.
Mm-hmm.
But in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, everyone were new in the project. No one knew exactly how to work in the system. And then,
Mm-hmm.
well, we were just delivering, just delivering. This is
Mm-hmm.
something that I don't like to say and I'm ashamed of
Mm-hmm.
because, well, when you just deliver, something will happen sooner. And then it started um, uh, to to bring bugs, a lot of bugs. And then we
Mm-hmm.
had to stop a little to understand better what's happening here. Well, every developer were implementing their way, their own way. There wasn't any pattern, as I told you. And then we have to stop and redesign some of the stuff, like creating DTOs that there wasn't any DTO, and many other design patterns. We were trying to refactor the system to make it
Mm-hmm.
better. But yeah, I'm ashamed of that in the beginning, when I took my first project, um, I didn't have the much care of the system because I didn't know it were going to get on trouble
Mm-hmm.
like many
Mm-hmm.
bugs. Said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Mm-hmm. Great. So, thinking about it, what would you do differently in that project so the Marcelo from nowadays would feel less worried about the project that you delivered in the past?
Okay, can you repeat, please, again,
Yes.
if you don't mind?
Yes. Yes. What would you do differently in the project? Because I asked you about a project that
Yeah,
you don't feel
sure.
proud of. So, what would you do differently in a way that this project would become something more special for you?
Maybe I had a kind of communication, a better communication with the squad, because in the beginning everyone were working by itself. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to share what they were doing, and then by the time we got mature, but if I were mature before, I could have asked maybe to my manager, whatever. Hey, can you help me to um, make our group a little bit more shareable, communicative,
Mm-hmm.
or really collaborative, because
Mm-hmm.
we weren't so collaborative. That's why I believe the project were going a wrong way. But
Mm-hmm.
now, as I know, the collaboration is a good way
Mm-hmm.
of getting great projects done. Yeah, I would have done this different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. And getting back to the project that you mentioned that you are working on nowadays, um, from your perspective, what was the most difficult decision that you had to make about the project?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I work with microservices, so every time I
Mm-hmm.
have to learn a new microservice and a new point of the system, not system, the whole system, because well,
Mm-hmm.
I work with API REST environment, and then the most difficult, you say, decision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I had a difficult decision to make, because most of the time I communicate before deciding. I don't take uh, anything done by myself without
Mm-hmm.
asking my TL or my PO. Then otherwise I can mm, for example, we have a lot of teams working in the same microservices. Imagine if I take a risk. Yeah, I would take risk. I'm not gonna take risks alone without asking
Mm-hmm.
for permission or without discussing technical stuff, because it can bring it. I'm work with financial bank, and then
Mm-hmm.
anything I do wrongly, that can become a great strategy to the
Mm-hmm.
bank. So
Mm-hmm.
I prefer not taking risks without really discussing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
something is really, how can I say, hard to take this decision. I prefer
Mm-hmm.
before taking any decision, because I'm an only developer. Eh, I cannot say by myself, this is the full stop. No, no, I
Mm-hmm.
don't work like that. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know if that's the question you made me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, you answered that correctly. Thank you for sharing that with me, Marcelo. Nowadays, do you work with how many other developers in your team?
Wow, it's about 6 to 8 developers. If I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, six from my Capgemini side, and two from the Bradesco side, and two TLs. Yeah, it's a big squad.
Mm-hmm. Great. You mentioned that in some parts of this project, you have to communicate with international team
Oh,
members.
mhm.
When you started working with them, communicating with them, what do you believe it was the biggest challenge for you to be talking, to be communicating with those non-Brazilian people?
I think in the warming time, every time we start a conversation in English, we are still thinking Portuguese. So just the beginning, we froze a little bit. You get frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh my god, how to say, and then after 10 minutes, we get the well, we can communicate anyhow. We
Mm-hmm.
maybe we don't know how to say. We just create or make up some sentences, even longer
Mm-hmm.
sentences. But at the end, they understand you, and then for me, clear communication can it's not only small sentences, even
Mm-hmm.
because uh, we aren't English people, we aren't American,
Mm-hmm.
North
Mm-hmm.
American people. We
Mm-hmm.
are Brazilians, so we have our way to communicate. To We have our culture that makes that when we speak most of the time, we have our Legos, Brazilian Legos, Brazilian Portuguese Legos, and then we get
Mm-hmm.
confused when we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just the beginning, and then even you take longer, they will understand you and they will answer you. And most of the time, I can tell you, uh, they are patient.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care if you speak more or if you speak slowly. They care about you, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Thank you for sharing that with me, Marcelo. And what was the best advice that you already received from a leader of yours?
Well, I have one, and I'm just trying to figure it
Mm-hmm.
out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The last squad before this one I'm working now. Um, I had a great leader. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
he's here watching, but sometimes he had a one-on-one with me, and he told him, Marcelo, what the stakeholder wants, no matter if you know how to do or not, you do not say you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna say, I'll do my best. I'll make sure to deliver you no matter what. Because sometimes even you don't know, when you say I'm not sure, they will tell you, this is not a good developer. This isn't a good employee, whatever. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we have in our communication, we have to make sure we are transparent, yes, but uh, we have to make sure they will feel safe when you're speaking. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Yes, that's it. I think
Mm-hmm.
that was something that I bring with me every day now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great, perfect. And if you had to communicate with a person who is starting to work as a software developer, what advice would you give to the person for this person to succeed in the career of a software developer?
Well, you have to be resilient. Yeah, that's the word. Resilient, because the market, the market, let's say, it's changing a lot every day. Every day we have new releases, not only in AI, not only in cloud, but new tools are rising all the time, and then you get frustrated because you feel like, oh, I'm behind the time, and that's normal. Just keep going, doing your best, and that's it. Be resilient. I have to tell you, I spent more than 10 years to start work as a developer, even I was degreed. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even you believe it's difficult, it's going to be very difficult, but you
Mm-hmm.
must keep going. Must keep going, no matter what.
Great, perfect. I would give this advice to any professional, actually, because the market is like a wild nowadays. So thank
Yes,
you for
exactly.
sharing that, Marcelo. Yeah.
No problem.
And can you please describe to me the ideal company for you to be working on that would make you feel great working for the company?
Yeah, nowadays I'm working in a great company. I
Mm-hmm.
have nothing to blame about, because they give me chances of learning new things.
Mm-hmm.
They give me a lot of, uh, well, they've got maybe a lot of partnership. And then we
Mm-hmm.
stood at EF. We
Mm-hmm.
can take Udemy, and well, whatever. I want to learn about cloud. I go there, and
Mm-hmm.
they have many communities inside. But I'm more interested about working for international projects. That's my goal. And
Mm-hmm.
then I would love to have this opportunity. uh, Better if inside Capgemini, because I love
Mm-hmm.
them
Mm-hmm.
so much. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
international projects every day, speaking English, that would be my dream.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you love the working environment that you have at the company that you're working for nowadays, but you're missing the opportunity of working fully in international projects.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, got it. Perfect. Thank you for sharing. And
Mhm.
Marcelo, what's your notice period to start working for another company?
It depends. It depends. Not that I'm
Mm-hmm.
flexible, but I
Mm-hmm.
understand. There is the my side here at Capgemini, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would say 30 days, because this is
Mm-hmm.
the normal. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe they can release me before, and then that could be a 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it all depends on
Mm-hmm.
the negotiation, if
Mm-hmm.
they are okay with this. Yeah.
Okay, so from 2 weeks to up to 1 month. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
got it. Perfect.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Marcelo.
You're welcome.
Those are the questions that I have for you. Thank you for answering them, Marcelo. And now we can jump into the feedback part. So just for you guys to understand the feedback, whenever we have an interview with a recruiter, this feedback is sent by email or by message. I'm doing this live here because it's interesting for you guys to understand which are the things that I'm taking into consideration when I'm talking to a candidate, which are the things that I expect to hear from them, so you can take notes of it and you can learn from this experience, from this opportunity here. So that's why Marcelo is here to help me out with this. So first of all, Marcelo, talking about English, I don't have any kind of comments. You have great English. It wouldn't be any barrier for you to enter an international project with the English level that you have. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Regarding the answers overall, what I noticed, when we talk with people from other countries, it is something that you even mentioned. They are very straightforward. We Brazilians, we are like warmer, I would say, and usually we tend to go around the bush. We go in rounds and rounds, and then we go to the answer. What's my advice here? Whenever something is asked, you can answer exactly what was asked by the recruiter. So usually, when you jump into interviews with people from other countries, those interviews, they can last from 15 minutes to up to 30 minutes, and they want to have like the best kind of answers in the shorter amount of time possible. So usually if something it is asked to you, you can go straight forward to the answer. So which was the project that you were working for? You can mention the name of the project or the business of the project. So in most questions, you can be like straightforward. Have you been working with how many people? 8 people. If the person asks you which are the roles of those people, you can say, I'm working with 3 front-end developers, 3 back-end developers, and so on. So in most cases, you can be really straightforward with the answers that you're gonna give. Another thing that I could give you as an advice as a recruiter, when we ask the first question, can you please introduce yourself, telling me more about you and your professional expertise, which is the structure that I expect to receive from a person, from a professional in the interview. Hi, my name is, I've been working as, for example, in your case, as a software developer for around 5 years in the main industries, and you can name the industries, and you can mention also the technologies. And I'm an expert on the technologies X and Y. And then you can bring any interesting project that you have worked on. And when mentioning this interesting project, which are the things that I expect to receive as an answer? I was taking a look on your LinkedIn, and your LinkedIn, you put into bullet points the main achievements that you had in the project. So this is exactly what I am expecting to receive here. You can mention, I've been working for Capgemini, but I'm allocated for client X, and over there, my main responsibilities are, and you can name the main responsibilities, and then you come with the results they have already delivered. So I don't know if you notice that I kept stressing the questions regarding um, which were the results they had in the project, which were the things that you delivered, which were the achievements they had. So those are the achievements that I'm talking about. Whenever you go telling what you're doing lately in your latest project, or naming a project to be talking about, mentioning the business of this project, what you did over there, your main activities, and then what you achieved as a result. So this is actually the structure that they are looking for. I always say, whenever we jump into an interview, that is this interview because who is hiring you because they have a problem. So I need to show them how can I solve these problems, which are the knowledges that I have that I can present to them and say, this is me, Marcelo, and I know how to solve this problem by doing this. So just have this kind of mindset, and that's
Mhm.
gonna be easier for you. I usually say to candidates, to mentor people that I mentor, that they can use the STAR methodology. I'm gonna put it here. Yes, so you can give the situation, the task, the activity, and the result that you got. It
Mhm.
helps you to structure your mind, structure your answer, and you can give this answer structure. So the situation was, we were facing a problem here. The task was, we had to perform this. The activity was, I did this, and the results were, I delivered this. So this helps you to structure your answers. Whenever they ask about a problem that you faced, how you solved the problem, the kind of challenges you faced, you can use this structure to give this answer. And even you can use for the first question by introducing yourself.
Amazing.
Some things that you didn't do here, but I'm gonna say people that they shouldn't be doing in the interview. Um, when you present yourself, you don't need to say how old you are, where do you live in Brazil, if you are married or not married, with whom you live in your house. When we go into interviews, international interviews, the focus is on the professional side. If you noticed here, Marcelo, in any moment he mentioned where he lived, with whom, his marital status, how old he is, because they are not interested in the personal aspects of you. They are interested in the professional aspects of you. So you can just skip this part of talking about your personal background, and you can jump directly into a professional background, exactly as Marcelo did here. So that was it.
At least
Uh,
one puzzling.
no, you did well in most cases, but of course I have to highlight some things here.
No,
But do
I
you have
have.
anything that you believe that was difficult for you to answer here? Anything that was easy for you to answer here? How did you feel about the interview and about the questions as well?
Uh, it's not that I was. I don't know. I have to tell you, at the beginning, I was a little. You know, how can I say that? And then I missed a lot of things that I would tell you, and then maybe I have to train much more. And then, of course, following your feedbacks will help me a lot yeah, as I said about the STAR methodology, I've heard about, I've thought about
Mm-hmm.
that, but I never use
Mm-hmm.
it. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I have to be straightforward, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, I go around the bush, and
Mm-hmm.
I know it's terrible. I have to change it as quickly as possible.
It is not terrible, it's just something, it is a personality trait that we carry from the Brazilian aspect of thing, and we go to the interviews with this background that we have. It is not a problem, it is just that we have to work on this communication style, and that we can adapt to the way that they are expecting to receive answers from our side. So it is
Right.
not a problem, it is just like correcting this for you to feel more, even more confident to jump into international interviews, speaking in English on a daily basis. um, eu
I
acho que
want
podemos
a
mudar para
second round, okay, next time,
we
because
can do
I
a
have to
second,
prepare
we can do.
myself.
Of course, we can do as many as you want. We can go with other round and then another round, and then we can talk about other aspects of the international market. That is no problem at all. But first of all, Marcelo, thank you so
Yeah.
much for accepting this challenge. I do believe it is a challenge because something that I guess people could see here is regardless of being a mock interview, it is not like for real, it still gives us the feeling of being nervous during the interview because we don't know how to answer some kind of questions. Sometimes we don't know which kind of questions they're going to have for us, and how can I structure my mind, my thoughts, in order for me to deliver the best kind of answer in those interviews. So I guess you could see, you could feel the nervousness, even not being like a for real interview.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I got my script beside here, but I didn't use it. I couldn't use it because it was so quickly. It was kind of different way of asking, and I said, "Oh my God, where is it now? How can I find my, you know?" Oh, I have to prepare myself better.
Yes,
Thank you so
exactly.
much for
So,
this. I really appreciate.
yes, yes, of course, no problem at all. Eu acho que a gente pode mudar para português agora, para
Sem
deixar
problema.
você um pouco mais à vontade.
Yeah.
Pessoal, se vocês tiverem perguntas de como é uma estrutura de uma entrevista em inglês, eu acho que agora é o momento para vocês. Até você, Marcelo, também, se você tiver pergunta, tiver alguma dúvida de alguma coisa que eu falei aqui, você não se sentiu muito confortável, eu acho que é o momento agora para a gente bater um papo com o pessoal, para quem tiver dúvida, tirar dúvida, e para você também trazer as suas dores, as suas dúvidas também de como é que você se sentiu durante a entrevista.
Tranquilo, tranquilo. Né, como eu disse ali, né, a minha dor mesmo foi se sentir perdido, né, porque às vezes
Uhum,
você não tá esperando certas perguntas, e aí
uhum,
você às vezes até tem um script do lado, mas você acaba não usando ele, porque você talvez faltou se preparar mais. E eu gostei muito da tua explicação do que eles estão esperando, né, o estar ali, né, mas o que você entregou de fato, né? Qual foi a solução, né? Você tinha um
uhum,
problema e tudo mais, e que eles olham lá no teu LinkedIn e tem lá
uhum,
os bullet points, né? Com
uhum,
qual foi o meu achievement, né? O que eu
uhum,
consegui, o que eu entreguei, né?
uhum,
E eu lembro, por exemplo, de um projeto, né, da Caixa Econômica Federal que tinha muitos problemas ali, né, que foram acontecendo devido ao que eu comentei com vocês, né? Eu falei a empresa. Ah, mas era um projeto legado e tal, e como ninguém tinha conhecimento, todo mundo foi colocando lá a mão e cada um fez do seu jeito e tal. Ah, né, faltaram algumas coisas, né? Daí implementamos ali, fizemos refatoração, né? Fizemos ali DTOs e tudo mais. E aí essas coisas foram mudando, né? Antes do DTO, o que acontecia? Quebrava demais toda vez que havia uma mudança do banco de dados, né? Então a
uhum,
gente teve que criar uma interfacezinha ali para que, se o banco mudasse, né, internamente o sistema não quebraria. Então, tipo,
uhum,
o resultado é menos quebra, né?
uhum,
Foram refatorações que nós fomos implementando justamente para Olha, agora é esse ponto que a gente precisa cuidar. Ainda não estava em prod, né? Então ainda deu tempo
Uhum,
de fazer as mudanças necessárias antes de enviar para prod. Mas é isso. Eu não sei mais nem qual foi a tua pergunta, mas realmente é o esquecimento de falar, né? De você fez o teu currículo, você tem ali os seus achievements, mas você, na hora de falar, você esquece, e é a parte mais importante, né? Que é o que o recrutador está esperando. Quais foram o que você realmente solucionou, né?
uhum, exato. É que nem eu falei. Quando você começa a trabalhar com pessoas de fora, principalmente para quem já trabalhou com americanos, com europeus, eles são muito focados no negócio, no que tem que ser feito. É que nem você falou, eu queria entrar na conversa falando um pouco de uma forma mais acalorada, falando, comentando sobre coisas do dia a dia, e a pessoa sendo mais fria. Então, assim, realmente, não é que eles são frios, é que eles são diretos ao ponto, é como eles funcionam. Se eu estou fazendo,
Não perder
marcando
tempo, né?
se eu estou marcando uma agenda aqui, uma call para falar sobre problema X, a gente vai falar sobre problema X. A gente não vai perder tempo falando sobre outras coisas. Então, eles esperam que a gente saiba abordar isso de forma prática, rápida, e como é que eu resolvo isso. Então, trazer essa estrutura. Qual era o problema? O problema era esse. O que tinha que ser feito? A gente tinha que fazer X, Y, Z. Qual foi a minha atividade dentro desse escopo de trabalho? Eu fiz X, Y, Z e o que eu entreguei? Eu, Marcelo, entreguei isso. Então, é sempre pensando nesse tipo de estrutura, utilizando o STAR, que a gente entrega resultado durante entrevistas. E isso não só com o recrutador, mas quando você for para uma entrevista mais técnica, pode ser que eles façam mais perguntas relacionadas ao que você fez, ao que você entregou, ao que você desenvolveu, como que você impactou o projeto, como você impactou o negócio da empresa. Então, que nem o Alexandre está falando aqui, realmente, eles são diretos, e é isso, é ser direto, ele está te pagando para você produzir, então eles querem saber o que você está produzindo e se está valendo a pena o que eles estão pagando, tá? Gente, vocês têm algum comentário, alguma pergunta, algo que não ficou claro para vocês? Também não precisa ficar só num monólogo aqui entre mim e o Marcelo, mas se vocês tiverem também dúvidas, perguntas, eu acho que é um bom momento para ir tirando dúvidas, para ir fazendo perguntas, porque mock interviews a gente não vê em todo lugar acontecendo a todo momento, então aproveitem para tirar suas dúvidas. Marcelo, você tem mais alguma dúvida, mais alguma coisa daquilo que eu falei que talvez não tenha ficado claro para ti, de que alguma
Não.
dica que você espere?
Tá tudo certo, obrigado.
Imagina! Gente, deixando aqui uma dica. Toda vez que vocês forem para uma entrevista, independente de ser nacional ou internacional, pesquisem. Aqui foi uma mock interview, a gente não tinha uma vaga em específico, então nem tinha como o Marcelo fazer isso. Mas quando vocês forem para uma entrevista, pesquisem sobre a empresa, pesquisem sobre o negócio, sobre o que ela faz, sobre o que você faria. E quando vocês forem para a entrevista, façam também pergunta para quem está te entrevistando. Quais são os principais desafios dessa vaga? O que se espera de mim nos primeiros 3 meses trabalhando na empresa, nos primeiros 6 meses? O que é sucesso? Como é medido o sucesso dentro da empresa, dentro do time? Para quem eu vou reportar? Com que pessoas eu falaria no dia a dia? Qual é o negócio no qual eu vou estar trabalhando? Qual é o tipo de negócio? Qual é o tipo de projeto? O que se espera desse projeto? Então, façam perguntas. Na entrevista também é o momento de vocês entenderem se aquela empresa, se aquela vaga, ela faz sentido para você, se ela é um match para você, não é só a empresa avaliando se você é um match para a empresa, você avaliando se a empresa é um match para o teu dia a dia, para a tua vida, porque a gente passa muito tempo no trabalho e não avaliar se aquele trabalho vale a pena ou não, eu acho que é um tiro no pé. Então, trazer também pergunta do lado dos candidatos, eu acho super importante.
É verdade. Não fiz
Deixa
isso.
eu ver aqui. Não, mas aqui a gente não tinha nenhuma vaga e eu não te perguntei no final, você tem alguma pergunta para mim fazer? Então, geralmente eu faço isso quando eu estou com alguma vaga em específico, para as pessoas terem realmente o espaço aberto para perguntar, trazer dúvidas, questionamentos sobre a empresa, sobre a vaga, sobre o desafio e tudo mais. Tem um comentário aqui do Hélio. Adorei a entrevista. Pude ver um pouco do clima de uma entrevista real em inglês. Com certeza agregou para a minha experiência profissional. Parabéns a Camila e ao Marcelo. Tá vendo, Marcelo? Parabéns, aí você foi um guerreiro. Eu não sei se eu
Deixa...
aceitaria fazer uma. Fale.
o, Hélio, o Hélio é um amigo meu da época da faculdade, lá de trás. E agora a gente está trabalhando na mesma empresa, só que ele mora em São Paulo, eu moro no interior de Santa Catarina agora. Então,
Uhum,
tipo, foi meio que um reencontro, mas
aham,
de anos, assim, né? E à distância, um reencontro à distância. Super amigo meu.
uhum.
Obrigado, Hélio.
Muito obrigada pela presença aqui, pelo comentário, Hélio. Eu acho que é isso, então, se ninguém mais tiver pergunta, considerações para fazer. Que nem você falou, Marcela, a gente pode fazer um segundo round. A gente pode fazer um segundo round, inclusive, até um pouco mais extenso, com um pouquinho de perguntas técnicas também. Eu não sei se você toparia, então a gente pode deixar aí o convite aberto para uma próxima.
Tá, eu topo. Eu vou
Ah,
treinar mais.
coitado. Ô,
Vou
Marcelo, eu
passar.
tô aqui ao vivo, meu Deus, eu não vou falar que eu não topo.
Não, vamos. Cara, isso é ótimo. Vamos sim.
É um treinamento. Tem uma pergunta aqui do Alexandre Valim. É interessante usar o script para alguns tipos de perguntas? Eu falo que a gente pode utilizar frameworks. A gente utiliza frameworks no nosso
Exatamente.
dia a dia de trabalho. Então, a gente pode utilizar o STAR, ou tem um que que eu gosto muito de utilizar também, que é passado, presente e futuro. No passado eu fiz X, atualmente estou fazendo isso, o que eu gostaria de fazer no futuro seria isso. Ou utilizar o STAR, que te dá a situação, a tarefa, a atividade, o resultado entregue. Então, talvez utilizar um desses dois frameworks e a gente pode utilizar na maioria das perguntas que são feitas. Então, perguntas que são para dizer, falar sobre alguma coisa que você fez, que você entregou, algum tipo de problema, como é que você gerencia algum tipo de atividade em específico, quando você lida com uma situação problemática, como é que você resolve ela. Então, a gente pode sempre trazer o estar dentro dessas perguntas, principalmente quando se espera que você dê contexto sobre algo. Então, quando a pergunta trouxer uma ideia de contexto sobre algo, utilizar o estar é muito bom. Mas só tomem cuidado para não soar robótico e de ficar assim. A situação era essa, a tarefa era essa, a atividade essa, e o resultado foi esse. Então, assim, só tenta fazer a associação, dá um cenário geral, que é a situação. O que tinha que ser feito, que é a tarefa? Qual foi a minha atividade dentro daquilo? E qual foi o resultado que eu entreguei? Então, utilizando essa estrutura, te ajuda a responder a maioria das perguntas feitas dentro de processo seletivo, principalmente pensando no mercado internacional. Teve uma outra pergunta aqui, deixa eu ver se eu consigo colocar essa pergunta aqui. Como devo abordar a questão de certificação? Depende. A certificação ela vai estar no teu currículo, ela vai estar no teu LinkedIn. Trazer ela numa entrevista depende. É requisito para uma vaga em específico que você está aplicando ter uma certificação específica? Por exemplo, estão pedindo certificação de AWS, estão pedindo uma certificação, não sei, de Scrum Master, alguma coisa do gênero. É requerido? Se sim, a pessoa que te chamou para a entrevista, provavelmente ela já validou isso contigo antes de entrar na entrevista. Ela já viu isso no teu currículo, no teu LinkedIn, ela já talvez ela tenha te perguntado se você possui essa certificação. Então, trazer de novo ela na entrevista, talvez sim, em algum momento. Você pode falar, por exemplo, quando você estiver se apresentando, falando um pouquinho de ti e trazer. Inclusive, eu vi que, por exemplo, a vaga pede certificação em XYZ, e eu tenho essa certificação que foi tirada em XYZ. Pronto, aí você traz essa situação da certificação que foi tirada. Então, se não faz menção nenhuma à certificação e você só quer falar da certificação, você pode encontrar algum momento, por exemplo, que nem eu falei, nesse iniciozinho da tua apresentação, falar que você tem certificação XYZ, mas eu não acho que se faça necessário durante a entrevista, porque geralmente a pessoa já validou isso contigo antes de entrar na entrevista. Agora, se pede, eles podem falar sobre essa certificação e perguntar o que você aprendeu sobre ela, pedir para comentar, inclusive, em entrevista técnica. Então, só apresente certificação se você souber do que aquela certificação se trata e se você se sentir seguro. Porque eu já vi gente falar que tem certificação e ir para uma entrevista e a pessoa técnica falando, então me fala um pouco do que você aprendeu, de como é que você fez. E a pessoa também tinha aquela certificação. E a pessoa ficou numa saia justa, de que ela não conseguiu responder nada. Então, assim, é só para mostrar que eu tenho a certificação, você pode colocar no currículo e no LinkedIn, tá?